James Brolin, it is such an honor to meet you.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you.
James, there's so much love online for Sweet Tooth, but especially for the narrator. I mean, I know your role is important. You're there to move things along, the story along, but did you think that you'd have that much of an impact?
No, I did not. I just felt lucky to be able to have the experience to finally do some voice work. Everybody is, first of all, they say, oh, your voice is so recognizable. And I kind of go, well, why don't you hire me then? Oh, well, no, we don't want to go that far, So it was the Downies that said, you're doing this. And they are the ultimate executive producers on these and developed it before COVID showed up. So it's ironic that it's about that, but you nailed it. It's about love and people needing each other in spite of everything that gets in the way of that. Yeah. And then it experiments with, what are these things that can affect our genes and that can affect our health and why are neighbors angry at each other when that's not what they really want. We all know that.
There's so much going on in this, and you get to deliver some amazing lines. And one that really stood out was, I think it was in the first couple of episodes, you said, the boy broke his father's rules slowly and then all at once. When did you realize that, you know what, it's okay to break the rules? And which rule are you so glad you broke? You got the biggest payoff for it.
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't know that much about the whole show. I only narrated the bits and pieces. They didn't want me to know anything about it.
Really?
No, because they didn't want anybody anywhere to spill the beans on this thing until, and it's made a pretty good splash publicity and opening line. And then Friday, all 8 hours opens, and suddenly within 24 hours, it's #1 in the nation or in the world. And it's quite a phenomenon, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't expect this. I could tell from what I saw that I would certainly want to watch it and finish it. But that's all I knew, And where are you, by the way?
I'm going to confuse you now. I'm an Australian. That's the accent you hear. Oh, I'm living in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you didn't sound like Belfast,
No, I'm in Dublin. But
you're in Dublin. You're in Dublin now?
I'm in Dublin right
now.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made a Roger Corman film in Galway and Connemara a few years ago, and so I kind of know the area.
What did you love about your time in Galway? Because that's one of my most favorite cities here in Ireland.
Isn't it great? It's so wonderful, and then to go up the coast and back down, it's just beautiful. And I was there for a couple of months directing this film.
An amazing experience. Some amazing memories for you.
It was, say again?
Some amazing memories for you.
Oh, absolutely. They're indelible, as a matter of fact. And and I really learned to drive well and carefully on the wrong side of the road there, because how there's the 2 lanes and then there's a wall. There's not a sidewalk or anything. There's no room for mistakes over there. So you learn to be very careful. And I must say, let's see, I was in South Africa once, and I thought I was a really good driver until suddenly I was somewhere in a gas station, let's say, and I pulled out onto the road and said, why is that guy driving in the wrong lane? Well, it was me, I thought I was good, and then every once in a while your brain forgets, but Ireland sealed it. I don't care where I am, I'm a great driver.
Well, do you know what you're really great at? This profession. Like, your career is something that most people would aspire to. When you have over 140 acting credits to your name, do you remember that very first time you stepped onto a set back in 1961? What was James Brolin thinking then?
The first time I was hired to actually do lines and everything, the meanest, director. I think that he's one of these people or animals like that detects weak people and therefore loves to torture them. Anyway, the leading lady came over. I was sitting and I didn't realize how obvious it was. She put her arm around me. She said, "It's okay. You're going to get through this. We all go through this, because I felt so, I really was very, very shy. I was fascinated with movies, but I knew that I could never be an actor until people started pushing me in that direction. I started making films when I was 15 with a movie camera. And I had a still dark room when I was 10, so I was fascinated with the visual part of it. And then I got fascinated with movies because at that time with film, all film is a succession of stills stacked on each other. And when you show them all together, it moves and it talks, and I thought, wow, that is mechanical, but why does it make you cry? Why does it make you laugh? So I was real fascinated with that. But being an actor and standing up in front of people, when I finally decided that, okay, I got an opportunity here to get in the studio, I better learn what the hell I'm doing. I have, that book where it talks about 10,000 hours of experience. I have 10,000 hours in workshop, and it was hell to pay. I would pay them to humiliate me every night of the week in front of a bunch of other people. And after you do it long enough, you find out you live through the night.
Well, thank you for continuing to do it and for continuing to bring us with such amazing, beautiful stories. James, it has been such a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you so much. You too.